feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty Vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vannas. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Spieth at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty Vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up for failure. I just want to make enough to pay dividends, then invest in black businesses.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Now it's a former Washington State running back. It's Chris Ivory. Space to maneuver at the 40. Chris Ivory off to the races. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Chris Ivory, 75 yards, and the Bills have taken the early lead. And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Wilson. And incomplete to open things up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Here's Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing is Allen on third. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better...
And he'll get in! Touchdown, Buffalo! Patrick DeMarco taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, 1st down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it, 6 points on the board. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 41 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's no quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Wilson now off the bootleg, rolling to his left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. They'll roll him out right. He may try and run, and I think the ball's out. And the Bills have recovered. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down. And hindsight 2020, I think they probably should have gone for the field goal, right?
The 3 points would look really good right now, but I think what we just saw there, analytics really starting to creep into the game because more and more teams are saying the more you go for it, the better your odds of getting it, the better your odds of scoring 6 points instead of 3. They took a chance there. It just didn't pay off.
Yeah, right here, the anti-analytics guys go thumbs up. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Here's a give to McCoy running left. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Give him 14 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Look, the 1st down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And, boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a 1st down.
They run with their short yardage man, Ivory. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
They do go for it. Here's Allen. That's to his running back, complete. And now running right through it. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
And he stopped immediately there. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Allen on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with McCoy. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things,
try to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one. You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10. This is McCoy. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's McCoy. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Allen going to throw. Left side here. Caught by Clay. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. Allen going to go on 4th down. Man open right side. It's the tight end Clay. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just... This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 45 yards. And the Seahawks have made this a 1-score game. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Out to kick is Janikowski. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To the air, Allen. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing on first down is Allen, and that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Bills on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. On play action, Allen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half, it's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Flush to his right. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And just shutting him off there. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Murphy now to return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Gone!
Now a 1st down carry here from McCoy. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Another run. This time it's Ivory. Oh, he falls over it. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
The timing and the faking on that play was so good, you almost think you're at a magical act, right? The magician has shown you something, and then you realize it's not really there. He's created an illusion, and the illusion was they were going to throw the football. Looked like a pass play. Instead, it turned into a draw. Offensive linemen able to get out in front. They drew the defensive line upfield and beat them at their own game, and that's why they picked up big yardage into the secondary.
Second down, it's McCoy. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin, 41 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Throwing again here, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A 3rd quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe 1st or 2nd, you don't? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for them.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past The 30-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now McCoy. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 3rd down, here's McCoy. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. To throw, it's Allen. That's Foster hauling it in over the middle. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Out to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. Open man, it's Vanette. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Wilson now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Wait, Lenny. 36 power. 12.
Here's Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. Here's Wilson to throw. And that's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Bills getting set to go. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. On 1st down, Allen. And he rifles one incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Dancing to his left. Hard throw, incomplete.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here losing 4th quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch.
And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
Still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try and run it with McCoy. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn McCoy in the final minute. And the Bills have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He hits Baldwin right side. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
This give is to McCoy. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. On 2nd down, Ivory. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and happen in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Allen going to go on 4th down. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
left.
They'll look to throw. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
And he's not able to come through. This is no good. And that is how this game comes to a close. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? We always talk about compartmentalizing. What is the rule, coach? It's always about 24-hour rule after a game, and then you move on. That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he didn't knock it through the post, and they end up walking off the field losers.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.